Welcome to another episode here on Andy8763 and Established Sports on the YouTube Next Generation Wrestling site at weebly.com, where you can find all your WWE Hell in a Cell coverage. As we get started here, just went off the pay-per-view, just to give you some thumbs up. Mark Henry defeated Randy Orton, and Alberto Del Rio is the new WWE champion. Beth Phoenix is the new women's champion. Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne retained, and that's about your major headlines. The dark match of this evening, it was Daniel Bryan defeating JTG with the LaBelle Lock. They have a new stage as they kicked it off in New Orleans. JR, Jim Ross, Booker T, and Michael Cole are on commentary, and the reason Jerry Lawler's not there is because of his injury that he had sustained 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. To kick off this pay-per-view, it was Christian versus Sheamus is our opener. During the match, actually before Sheamus got out there, Miz and R-Truth had a ticket, and they were front row, and they got escorted out by Johnny Ace, or Johnny Laurinaitis, and security. Match starts technical at first, and then basically the whole match is a brawl. They did pretty good stuff in this match, Sheamus and Christian both. Some offense. Basically, to sum it up, it was very good back and forth action. Showed a little bit, Christian showcased his knowledge, I guess you could say, of his offensive maneuvers, and they both sold a lot of good stuff. Christian hit spears a lot, and basically the finish of this came when Sheamus hit the big boot and got the pinfall. It was kind of surprising because, they'll probably do it. I don't know what the next pay-per-view is, but that feud will carry over, and I'll give that a 3 out of 5. Good match. Then it'll be Sin Cara versus the Black Sin Cara, or the Black Attire Sin Cara. Some people call it the Sinister Sin Cara. Basically, at first, it was a technical battle, which is very surprising from these two, and the crowd basically booed them out of the building when they did this. So they're like, okay, we're kind of screwing up here. Let's pick up the pace. Let's get the action going for the fans, and then that's when they really start doing the high-flying or lucha libre style, as they do often and vary. And that was pretty good stuff. And basically the end of the match came when Sin Cara goes to the top, tries to do something, but the Black Attire Sin Cara moves. Sin Cara rolls through, the good Sin Cara at least, is able to connect with the Code Red, and he pins Black Attire Sin Cara for the 3. Good back and forth action throughout, though. I give it a 2 out of 5. I think they could have done a little bit better, because whenever they're doing their single competitions, they show a lot of good stuff, and you think two Lucha Libre guys, they can pull it out, but your winner is the original, or the Blue Attire Sin Cara. Then, your third match of the evening, and it's going to be your first WWE title match. It'll be WWE Tag Team titles on the line. It'll be Air Boom, which consists of Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston, to defend against Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. Basically, you had the coordinates of Jack Swagger wasn't in the, he was in the match, but it was mostly Dolph Ziggler. You had Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger doing the technical stuff, trying to slow down the match, as Air Boom or Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston are trying to do the high-flying, fast-paced style. And basically, in this match came when Dolph Ziggler connected with the zigzag on Kofi Kingston. Swagger tags back in, goes to the top rope. Ziggler places Bourne in Swagger's arm. They're about to do something, but Bourne counters, hits a Hurricane Rana, and then holds on to Jack Swagger's legs for the pin, while Kofi Kingston pulls Ziggler from the ring. Basically, that's how your end of the match came, when Evan Bourne got the 3 count and win. So winner and still WWE Tag Team Champions, Air Boom, excuse me. Then, after the match, Vicky Guerrero comes out there and screams at Jack Swagger. Your fourth match and your first world title, or your first world title, and your first Hell in a Cell match, because of course this is the pay-per-view of Hell in a Cell. It'll be for the World Heavyweight Championship, as Mark Henry is defending against Randy the Viper Orton, as Orton is the #1 contender and is going for his second shot in 2 weeks for that belt. and very, very long match. I'm going to at least say it was a good 20-minute match. My opinion, they didn't use the cage enough. You might agree, you might not agree, but you can comment and let me know about that. But basically the end of the match came when Orton sets up for the punt, but Henry counters it, catching him with the world's strongest slam, putting Orton down for the 3. Winner is still World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry. Very, very long match. Nothing, but it was decent. I'd give it a 2.5 out of 5. Last match, I give it a 3 out of 5. And then after this match, Mark Henry basically beat down Randy Orton. So this will, continue over to the next pay-per-view. Then here's a little filler in. I just made that up. Okay. It'll be for the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Cody Rhodes versus John Morrison, as Cody Rhodes is defending. And basically the end of this match came when Morrison hit the Pele kick, went for another, but Cody Rhodes moved out of the way, rolled up Morrison for the 1-2 and the 3. Your winner and still Intercontinental Champion, Cody Rhodes. It caught him off surprise. Basically, it was what it was. They're really putting John Morrison down, which is a shame. And yes, they put him in a title match, but let's be real, people. They're just pushing John Morrison down, and I don't know why. Really don't. I like Cody Rhodes. I don't like his gimmick, but I like how he's doing the over-the-top heel. I like that. But I understand why they would put an Intercontinental title match. I understand why Cody Rhodes would retain. And I actually do understand why they're putting John Morrison in the match, because they work good together. But why keep putting John Morrison down? Just throwing that out there. But that was just basically a filler-in match. Then your third title match will be for the WWE Divas Championship, as Kelly Kelly is defending against Beth Phoenix. Very short match and very dominated match by Beth Phoenix. I believe for 3 months now, or at least the 3 last pay-per-views, we saw this matchup and we're like, when is Beth Phoenix going to finally knock off the Barbie? Granted, we all love seeing Kelly Kelly. She's nice. She's good to look at. She's eye candy. But you want a dominant female as your champion, and Kelly Kelly is not that. For the past 3 pay-per-views, she's got to roll up for the win. Do you really want your champion to be like that if she's not a heel? Beth Phoenix defeats Kelly Kelly to become the Divas Champion, and like I said earlier, Beth Phoenix dominated. Then a very, very good pay-per-view, and I'll give that last match 1.5 out of 5 because it was so short, and the Intercontinental title match, I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5. Pretty good stuff there. Your main event was a triple threat Hell in a Cell for the WWE Champion. It'll be Alberto Del Rio versus CM Punk versus the Champion and John Cena. First time ever for a triple threat in a Hell in a Cell. They've had one-on-ones, they have tag, and they always had that back in, I believe, 2000, 2001, 6-man, yeah, I think 2000, 6-man Hell in a Cell, which most people say it's the best. In my personal opinion, I think it's The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar or Taker versus Michaels. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, they used the cell very, very well. They used weapons, which usually you don't see that. They had a lead pipe, they had Punk go through a table, and then they had Alberto Del Rio using a chair, which is very, very good. You got to remember, this is Hell in a Cell. Okay, you have to sell the pay-per-view. Last week on Raw, they did that very, very, very well, how they ended that show with Alberto Del Rio basically beating down Punk and Cena in the cell with the steel chair. So you knew coming into this match that Alberto Del Rio was going to use the chair in some way, and they used that very, very well, how they did that. He didn't use it throughout the match, but when he needed it, when he needed to regroup, he used it. He capitalized on it, and it worked. CM Punk, he used the table, but ultimately he went through the table to Alberto Del Rio. And Alberto Del Rio's manager brought in a lead pipe at the end of the match. They ended this pay-per-view very, very well, and And it keeps giving you, that. Who is messing with them? As I get my drink of water, if I can find it, getting a little choked up here, y'all. This show has been brought to you by Okra Water. Anyway, I apologize for that brief intermission. Anyway, started this match came when they tagged up John Cena and CM Punk. They tagged up on Alberto Del Rio. Back and forth action. They're using the cage. Every single person's using it, and everybody's using them against someone, and everybody's taking the cell. They're getting beat up by the cell. Like I said earlier, Alberto Del Rio really using the steel chair. Here's a little spot for you. Punk went up to the top. Alberto Del Rio went up there, pushed him off. Punk set up a table on the outside, and basically he went through it. Then, it's mostly Alberto Del Rio and Cena. Cena was on the capitalize. He was going for the AA. I believe he hit it, or he didn't hit it. Somehow, Ricardo Rodriguez knocked the ref out, got the key, unlocked the cage, went in there with a lead pipe. Cena caught him, put an AA on the outside. ADR got the lead pipe, hit Cena in the ribs. Cena rolled out as Alberto Del Rio locked the cage, and then basically it was a short scuffle between Alberto Del Rio and CM Punk. Ultimately, Alberto Del Rio hit him 3 times with the lead pipe, 2 in the head, 1 in the ribs, and he wins the WWE Championship. So basically he wasn't champion because they wanted Super Cena to break the record right away. That's the only thing I could come through. Then as soon as the match was over, they lowered the cage just a bit for Cena to get in, and he beat down Alberto Del Rio, giving this opportunity for 2 people with jeans and masks with, I don't know what they were in their hand. It looked like a black lead pipe, but it was just something, an object, as the cell lowered back down, allowing them to get in there and then get locked down. They beat down everybody, refs, like an invasion, and then we found out it was Miz and R-Truth. And then as Johnny Ace or Johnny Laurinaitis and Triple H comes in there and tries to get in the cell, but that doesn't work. And then Superstars are trying to get in there, and they can't get in there as they're beating them down. And then the cops come down there, and they get in there, and Miz and R-Truth just basically sit there, take the arrest, and then as soon as they get out of the cage, Triple H beat them down, and we ended the show like that. Couple questions going into Monday Night Raw. Everybody thinks it's Vince, but they could do so many things. It's going to be very interesting on Monday Night Raw to see what they're going to do with this whole storyline. One thing I do not like about this pay-per-view, everybody thought this was going to be a throwaway pay-per-view. Yes, the title changed in the main event, but it was a damn good main event. It was very innovative, that triple threat match. We saw, Divas Championship change, the WWE Championship. The Sin Cara wasn't really anything. The Christian and Sheamus wasn't anything. The tag match wasn't anything. World title, it was what it was. You could say it's throwaway. In my opinion, it's not. The main event, I give that a 4 out of 5. That was a damn good pay-per-view. Not a pay-per-view, but a match. The Hell in a Cell, if you're up in the rafters, it's still in your way. That's how tall it is. There's no need for it to be that tall. If you want to make it wide, I understand that, so the guys won't nail the cage every single time, but it is a gimmick-based match. Just saying, if you have a ladder match, the guys don't use the ladder except for climbing the ladder. In this case, if they fall and they don't hit the cell, but it's just there, what's the point of it? At that note, I'm going to end that because that was a damn good point proven. If you would, please subscribe to establishedsports.weebly.com, or the channel, excuse me, and go to that site, and Andy8763, subscribe to that. Comment, subscribe, message me, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Andy8763. With that being said, thank you all for watching. We will see you tomorrow night for WWE Monday Night Raw. This is Hell in a Cell pay-per-view review show. With that being said, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.